Hello Power Rangers Lightning Collection fans, and welcome back to Toku Topics. Today, I'm just going to go ahead and get right on into it here, because I'm very excited for it. We got the Power Lance! So this box is huge. So if you saw my last video, which if I post these all the way that I'm supposed to, or that I planned to, the sword would have been yesterday. So I got the sword and the lance at the same time from Old Republic Collectibles, which I highly, highly recommend. They're like a small store out of like Oklahoma that had these, and these just came out recently, and they had them on sale, so I bought them both on July 31st, because they had this crazy sale, where they already had these discounted, and then there was a 25% off your order by the end of the day on the 31st, so I applied that, and then that made me get both the sword and the lance for $230 shipped, which was insane, because the lance is like, this is like $130 usually, and they had it discounted down to like $100. Unfortunately, they're out of stock on both of them right now, but the sword was discounted down to like $182 or something, but this is really cool. It's not as big of a box as the sword. You might have seen the lance already a little bit because my video review of the sword had the unboxing for the sword and the lance, although I haven't opened this yet, so I actually haven't opened the lance up. But like, look at this thing. So as we can see here, or possibly, we're going to try our best to fit it in here. You have this very nice artwork of the Blue Ranger, this nice render here. No more Tom Whalen artwork on these things, but you do have the plastic-free packaging. It's a very similar package to the Power Sword. It's the new Lightning Collection packaging design. So you have the Mighty Morphin Power Lance there. You obviously get the Power Lance there, Lightning Collection logo on the top. And does this take batteries as well? This takes 6 AAAs. So the Power Sword took 3 AAAs. This takes 3 AAAs, which I know are not included. Here is the lance on the back and the display stand. So at least this one, obviously it is a smaller box, but you can have them as the separate lance. You can have it as the full lance. You can put it on the display stand in either mode, which is going to be a little helpful for, you know, just making this fit anywhere in anybody's collection. So let's go ahead and cut the tape here, which is just very nice 3 little slits of tape here on the front, and then you should be able to open this tray up relatively easily. So it's a little easier to deal with than the Power Sword was. So here it is. Ooh, I should probably let's do it like I did with the sword, where I put the sword here, and then we'll angle the camera down, or angle the whole computer down. Boom! Look at that. So it's not going to be the greatest angle, but I don't have a spot where I can record these properly, so because these are just gigantic. So as you can see here, which let me see how easy it is. So I have to break the tape on that, or can I just lift this up? Everything, I mean, here's the instructions, which are like tucked in the back there. So we'll keep those out because we're going to need those. The lance themselves are strapped in, which the sword was not strapped in. So I do kind of prefer that. You get one of the display stand things over there. The other one is up here. So everything is just all over the place. So let's go ahead and take my cutters here, and we'll cut these guys free, which that cut a majority of it free already. Oh, there's one over here. Ooh, wow. This has some weight to it. Like, I'm bubble wrap in the background, but look at that. And then that's it collapsed and extended. Ooh, that's a nice satisfying click. I like that a lot. So pretty good sized lance, I would say, you know, like individually, especially because these can combine. And then if you're curious about Power Blaster functionality in the future, they would have to make some caps or something. It Takes Two to Toku talked about this. There would need to be like some caps or something for this, because it's just kind of an open thing here, but this should be like a barrel for the Power Blaster if we're going to do that. And obviously I assume it would collapse for the Power Blaster, right? I would think so. It wouldn't be like this extended out. So that's one of them. Let's go ahead and try to grab the other one. Very nice Triceratops coin molded in there and everything. Really like how that looks. That's fantastic. This one looks a little bit more better for like a power cannon thing. But we should probably go ahead and... So you just have to line them up and then rotate, and then do the opposite to separate them. But line them up, rotate it, and it will line up that pattern there. And you can have it, you know, like that. You can fully extend it, which I'm not going to be able to show off in any actual capacity whatsoever, because it's just not going to happen. I will try to show it off up on my display at the end of this video, but we'll see how this goes. But yeah, there's that. So we'll collapse these, and we'll get the stand out of here, and we'll get some batteries for this thing. Alright, so just like I showed off for the sword, here's the instructions for the lance, which just kind of shows you where you put the batteries at, and how everything works, and how you put it on the stand, and everything like that. So, for just ease of convenience, because this thing is insane, let's see. I think it's still, is it short? No. I was going to say, is it shorter than the sword? It is considerably longer than the sword. Wow. So it's actually, yeah, it's a pretty good size bigger than the sword. Like, I have them, you can't see it, but I have like the tip of the other lance at the bottom of the sword, and you can see just the point barely extends there. So that's insane. We'll go ahead and collapse these, just like I said, for ease of convenience. And we'll separate them as well. So I do believe they both have electronics. That's why it takes 6 of these batteries. So let's see. I want to make sure I do it according to the, Hasbro instructions. So yeah, there we go. So these each have a cap that comes off, which is where the Triceratops coin is, which is actually a pretty cool way of doing it to like not really break up the design. So you just have this cap and you rotate that off. I really like that, actually. And then you have the battery compartment behind here, and I assume, since it says 6 batteries, that these each take 3 AAAs. So, which, like I said, once again, are not included. You have to provide them yourself, and yes, it does. So I have those in my pocket. So we'll grab 3 batteries, and I assume I can just drop them all in. It doesn't really have, like, the X and whatever. Oh, wait, no, it does. I lied. It has, like, tiny little images, which you can't see at all, of like the minus and plus signs of which way they should go. Line it back up, and then we should be able to click this button and it should work. Yeah, it does. So this has a nice like motion sound. You have a hitting sound, which makes it light up blue, which, as you can see, it's lighting up blue on the sides right there. And clicking the button again just turns it off, so it's just right there. On. Come on. There we go. Let's see. Doesn't really seem to be any buttons or sounds from when... I guess it's a sound. I was trying to think if it's doing sounds when you collapse it or not, but it could just be the motion of that activating it. But very similar. Make sure it's the same. Oh, it's not. So those are different sounds when you have it in the collapsed or the not collapsed versions. So that's pretty cool. Wow. All right. We'll kind of turn the light off here a little bit. It's not as bright. I mean, it is kind of a bright light still, obviously, but it's not as bright as like the sword is, because it's just kind of in the like internals of the lance. It's a weird spot to put it, but that's because the lance isn't really supposed to light up. They just kind of did it anyway. So I'm going to put batteries in the other lance, and we're going to play around with both of them here. Alright, we are on business on the other lance. Ooh. I didn't even click the button on that one. So let's see, are these different sounds? Oh, but this one's off. Okay, let's do it. These are fun. Ooh. Alright, now we gotta connect them. I don't know if it's gonna do a sound. Doesn't really seem like it does. Like a combining sound. Let me make sure, let me refer to the instruction sheet once again to make sure that it's not really supposed to. Oh. It says it makes a sound when you twirl it around, I think? I'm probably like missing a sound or something, but I'm just banging it into my legs and everything around the room. Oh, this is gonna like knock over my glass of water here or something. Wow. Oh, wait. You heard the swoosh? You heard the swoosh? Whoa. Alright, that is freaking cool. So, I think this is a little bit... We'll turn this off, because this is getting annoying. I think it's probably a little bit more worth the... This might turn it back on again. Yeah, it most certainly did. I definitely think it's a little bit more worth the $130 price. Well, I mean, it's expensive. It most certainly is. But I think that in terms of like a high-price Lightning Collection item, it's probably more deserving of that than the Power Sword is. But also that's because of the fact that, you know, you have, you know, all the functionality with the 2 different lances, with the extended modes, with the different display options and everything like that. That definitely turned it back on again. So, but yeah, like I said, I think it's really cool. You know, we had never really had a collector grade version of this before, which is kind of the really exciting thing. Now, is it perfectly show accurate? No. I think there's still more extra detail on here than there should be. Some of this, I think, is Zyuranger in screen accurate, but obviously it's not really supposed to light up in the middle here for no reason. I don't really know if this is fully accurate. I think even when it's extended, this should not be as thin as it is. But that's just obviously just because of the whole functionality of it and everything. So I'm not super surprised. Thanks, motorcycle guy driving by the house right now. But I love it. I mean, the power coin is excellent. Sculpted on there. It's really, it has a nice weight to it just because of all the plastic and electronics inside of it. And I highly recommend this one. Now, you do have the stand, which is a little bigger than I thought it would be. It's very similar in size. It's not the same thing. I'm looking at the Power Sword stand off screen. It's not the same thing, but you have 2 different display options, as you can see here, because you have one to where you can display the lance either in the condensed connected mode or the extended connected mode. And then you can also display it with the, like, as an X shape in the 2 separated lances, which is a really nice feature that Hasbro included just for ease of, you know, getting this to work. Trying to figure out how exactly, because, like, right here and right here, the other way, like, that's how you would have it for the lance, like, connected mode. But attaching them looks like you kind of just do it the same way, or... Oh, okay, there's nothing to it. I thought that was going to be a little more difficult. But you just kind of have to, and they're sort of crisscrossed, so that they won't get in the way of each other, or at least ideally. And that's how we'll do that. So I'm going to go ahead and cut to the other camera, where I'm going to put this up on the display shelf with the Power Sword, and show you how that looks. So here's where I'm going to try to be putting the weapons. So as you can see, I already have the sword up here. And we're going to go ahead and grab the stand for the Power Lance, which I currently have in this mode, the crisscross mode. But I will go ahead and show off in the full mode and kind of get this to work. So let's grab both the lance, which are sitting down here on the floor. And we're going to kind of stand in front of the camera angle here. I'm going to put this up here. I think I measured this correctly. Possibly. It's definitely a thicker stand, actually. So it's not it's not the easiest combining thing to do. So let's go ahead and I probably won't be able to display it fully extended. We'll go and turn it off. This is tricky. So it wants to get in the way of the sword. So we'll try to push the sword back a little bit. Yeah, it looks like I'm probably gonna go X lance mode and probably put the lance like over there. I'm not sure how much it's even in the camera angle, but let me try to get a good look at the camera angle. Yeah, you know, you kind of get the gist of it. You can sort of see the whole thing. Not really. You can also kind of rotate this so you don't have all the copyright information facing that way, because this is the cleaner, better looking side. Of course, you can also, you know, condense the lance down. I love these things, but every little movement turns them on. So there we go, because there's not really like a full on-off switch on these. So here it is in its more condensed mode, which I think I'm kind of showing the whole thing of in the camera. Now we will try the X mode, as I like to call it. So we'll separate the lance. I will try it with the full... Well, no, you kind of have to have it condensed down. Oh, that's not going to be able to stand up at all, actually. Just based on the height of the shelf. Let's see. So we'll grab this. The lance kind of make a little hum, like the Power Sword does. When they're kind of on standby mode. So they want you to... How do they want you to do this? So I don't think I had them like fully in. I think they want you to kind of have them fully like stuck into the sides of the rock there, I think. Because then I think they want you to... Yeah, there we go. They want you to line that up like that. And they want you to line this one up like that. And then that is the quote-unquote saving space version of this. So, which is not gonna work. So I have to display it in the full lance mode. But that does look really cool though. If you have a lot of vertical space, if you don't have a lot of horizontal space, that is kind of an alternative option. Will it even fit in the review station like I would, typically be in? Let's take a look down there. Kind of get behind the scenes there. There's my typical review station, and there they are. looking very pretty with whatever kind of camera angle I got going on there. So that is the Power Lance in kind of the X formation, I like to call it. And that's going to do it for my review of the Lightning Collection Power Lance. So I highly recommend these things. I think that you could also still probably wait for a sale on these. But since they are not as expensive as the Power Sword, they might be more worth it to get for its full price. They are very cool, very, very fun toys. I like these a lot. Or collectible items, sorry. They're toys too. So if this could eventually lead to a full-on Power Blaster, that would be absolutely insane. But be sure to check out my review of the Power Sword as well. And then, of course, here's a review of this. Sorry if it's not the greatest review in terms of angles and everything. It's just these are very difficult to film because of just how huge they are. They will not fit in the regular display station. I mean, these would in this mode, but not any other mode. So like I said, be sure to check out the review of the sword. And, of course, you can follow me on Twitter at LiveRangerKey or at LightningFigPR. And I will see you all next time.